should've caught it back and shot him twice. His body dropped down to the floor. He had teardrops in his eyes.
How did YNW Melly go from being the star of the stage to having to face the most difficult legal battle of his life? A well-known brand is currently embroiled in one of the decade's most dramatic trials. It feels like a movie with its shocking turns, accusations of betrayal, and questions that have everyone talking. The true question, though, is if the truth will come to light, or if there is more to this tale than meets the eye. After the rapper's defense lawyers accused the lead prosecutor in the YNW Melly double murder trials of hiding information that the lead investigator had previously been suspected of urging a deputy to lie, the prosecutor was fired. The story of YNW Melly, whose real name was Jamel Demons, is one of unadulterated talent, celebrity, and startling accusations that completely upended his life. Melly was once a young rapper who captivated millions of people with his intriguing stories and catchy lyrics, but his journey has devolved into an unreal court struggle. Let's examine the complexities of this notorious case and its current status. Jamel Demons, who grew up in Gifford, Florida, developed an early love for music. YNW Melly, which stands for Young Nigga World or Young New Wave, was his stage moniker as he started to make a splash in the music industry. Murder on My Mind, his breakthrough single, thrust him into the public eye and won him admirers all around the world. The narrative of an unintentional killing and the ensuing mental pain was told in this unvarnished and heartfelt song. However, the song's popularity took on a more somber and contentious tone as the words were repeated by actual occurrences. On October 26, 2018, a catastrophe occurred. Christopher Thomas Jr., also known as YNW Juvie, and Anthony Williams, also known as YNW Sackchaser, two of Melly's closest friends and associates, were discovered shot dead. Initial reports said that it was a drive-by shooting. They were ambushed by unidentified attackers, according to Cortland Henry, also known as YNW Bortland, who drove their lifeless bodies to the hospital. Fans came together to support Melly and his team while the music industry grieved the death. However, the story didn't make sense. Red flags started to appear as investigators delved further. The story of the drive-by shooting was refuted by forensic evidence. Analysis of blood splatter and gunshot residue indicated that the rounds were fired from within the car rather than from the outside. Melly was further implicated by surveillance footage and phone records, which showed that he was there at the time of the murders. The narrative abruptly took a sinister turn. Among the most incriminating pieces of proof, a purported Instagram message from Melly that read, "I did that. Shh." Prosecutors utilized this telegram as a major component of their case, but the defense has disputed its veracity. Melly and Bortland were both taken into custody and accused of 2 first-degree murder charges in February 2019. The prosecution presented a terrifying image. Melly was accused of traveling with his friends' bodies in the car while staging their killings to appear like a drive-by shooting. However, why? Though no definitive explanation surfaced, theories about the motivation varied from personal issues to financial disputes. The hip-hop community was shocked by the case. Fans were divided. Some couldn't deny the growing evidence against Melly, while others were certain of his innocence. The stakes were high. Melly could be executed if found guilty. Time traveled to June 2023, when the trial got underway. That purported confession message and forensic evidence were key components of the prosecution's case. They maintained that Melly, a rising celebrity who stood to lose everything, had betrayed his pals in a heartless manner, but the defense retaliated. They raised doubts about the veracity of the evidence, pointed out shortcomings in the inquiry, and emphasized the absence of a clear motivation. It became evident during the trial that this was not a straightforward case. Fans analyzed court files and testimony, following every turn as if it were a real-life drama. The jury was given the enormous burden of determining Melly's fate following weeks of testimony. However, it became evident that they couldn't agree before July 22, 2023. According to sources, the jury was split 9-3, with the majority preferring conviction on lesser charges of manslaughter. A mistrial was proclaimed. The result astounded onlookers. How could such a prominent case conclude without a final decision? The state would have to retry the case because of the mistrial. Melly's future was at stake, and the legal drama was far from over. More issues surfaced as retrial preparations got underway. The admissibility of the evidence in court was a point of contention between the defense and prosecutors. One major point of contention included a promotional movie about Melly's life, which the prosecution claimed exposed his motivations and state of mind. The defense argued that it was biased and irrelevant. Prosecutors challenged the judge's order to remove the footage, which resulted in yet another delay in the trial by January 2024. Both legal professionals and fans started to question whether this case would ever be resolved. YNW Melly is still behind bars as of January 2025, pending his retrial. Pretrial drama has already started, although the new trial is set for September 2025. Melly faces additional allegations, including witness tampering, which could make his defense even more difficult. Melly's legal team, meantime, has charged that he has been mistreated by the jail system. They contend that his constitutional rights have been violated by the harsh and unusual punishment he has received while in custody. Although a decision has not yet been made, these charges have prompted a hearing in a federal court. The YNW Melly case is a tale of fame, loyalty, and the thin line separating art from reality, and it goes beyond the guilt or innocence of a single man. The lyrics of Murder on My Mind eerily recite the charges against him, and the song is still performed and discussed today. Some see it as evidence of his guilt, while others see it as only a song. But there is no denying that this case has drawn millions of attention due to the very human issues it exposes, not just Melly's music. Why would someone betray someone? Can you avoid justice because of your fame? How much of what we believe to be true is actually true? The retrial, which is scheduled for September 2025, is expected to be as dramatic as the initial trial. The defense will intensify its efforts to find weaknesses in the state's case, while prosecutors will polish their arguments. Both supporters and detractors will be observing every action, analyzing every bit of data, and making predictions about the result. How do you feel about the case of YNW Melly? Is there more to the story than meets the eye? Or do the accusations match the evidence? Is Murder on My Mind a work of art? Or does it speak to a more sinister reality? Let us know what you think. As we follow this compelling court dispute, please share your opinions, hypotheses, and responses. Additionally, keep checking back for updates, since this story is far from finished. Do you enjoy delving into tales that conflate notoriety with notoriety? For additional updates on the YNW Melly trial and other gripping true crime stories, follow. Don't miss this developing drama's next installment.